Gentlemen, welcome to your HSBN Miami Marlins Media Day press conference. Coach, if you could begin by introducing yourself and also introducing the players here with you.
My name is Gil Morales, and this is Keyshawn Fret. This is Andy Painter. This is Dante Girardi. This is Ty Hollingsworth.
Start by talking about yourself coming and taking over as a new guy at Calvary this year.
Yeah, when I got the opportunity or got the phone call, actually it was a text message to come down here. Our family, we took us a month to make a decision, but a big reason of coming down here is to me, South Florida is the best baseball probably in the country, and so get an opportunity to play against these coaches and these teams, it gives me an opportunity to see how our system, what we like to do, how it combats some of the top players and top coaches in the country.
What's it been like for you guys as players to get a new coach? And there's always a little bit of an adjustment there.
We got a lot to prove this year, especially, last year, the end of the season wasn't exactly what we wanted, so we've just been grinding since fall, and we're just ready to get out there on the field again with Coach Gill.
The last few years, though, you guys have really enjoyed a lot of success. I'm sure you guys are always looking to build off of that. Obviously, you've been to the mountaintop a couple of times. Take me through the mindset of the team trying to climb it up again.
I think it's every year we start from the beginning, and we know we're going to start from the beginning of the year. So I think for us, it's always being humble and knowing what our goal is and reaching it together as a team. So I think that's always big for us.
And meanwhile, there's been some success in recent years. You guys have really kind of brought the whole program to a whole different level as far as recognition, accomplishment. What's that mean to you guys as a team, as players?
Oh, we love it. We love it. We love starting fresh every single year. Love new guys coming in and just proving ourselves every year.
Meanwhile, taking over a team of this caliber, you've been there as well. Talk about your experiences as a coach at the state level, and then share a little bit of what your fundamentals and how you're gonna put it in place for this season and this team.
Well, in Jacksonville, we play a different style. There's some really good coaches in Jacksonville. The depth in South Florida is just completely different than anywhere in the state. And again, I've been very fortunate to have some good players, good teams, and I think the things that we like to do, it creates a lot of pressure. We try to speed the game. There's just things we like to do that we had to do in the North because we know we're going to go through a Calvary, Fort Lauderdale, or a Brito back in the day, that just they play a different pace. And I've traveled literally all over the country. I've been to Cary before. I've been out to the West Coast, played in Vegas the last couple of years.
Bishop Gorman, I remember.
I'm very familiar with South Florida. We travel here constantly. So I'm familiar with the area and the style. It's more of a style. I haven't played all the teams down here, but the general style of South Florida is real similar. I've known Coach Kunk for years, and he built I knew what I was getting into. I spent a lot of time on the phone with him before I decided to take this job and get an idea of, the culture that was already created here. And so it was definitely different, because the other three programs I was a part of were from ground zero. We're here. Expectations are, we lost in the Final Four last year also. We got beat by Delray. And so I feel like Andy does, that the season didn't end the way I wanted it. So being able to come into this year, our goals are all the same. They all match up. It's not like none of us have not been there. We've been there. I've been there. Some of these guys have been there. They know what it's like to play on that stage. And, a few of these guys have been, were part of that 2018 state title team. So on my end, it came into this is the same thing as I was doing last year, except new team, new players, different school, but the goal is the same. And once we all got on the same page with that, I think these guys are going to do great.
It's definitely a very hungry group that you have inherited as well. I noticed on your schedule too that you guys have got a trip out to Tampa, a little rematch game. I got to assume that's when you guys are looking forward to.
No doubt. I'm from Tampa, so I'm good friends with Melendez and I'm good friends with Olsen in both those schools. But again, what they're used to, we'll play anybody. We want to play the toughest teams in the country, toughest teams, whether it's in South Florida, Tampa. It doesn't matter to me. It does not matter to these four guys either. We want to go there and show that we get an opportunity to play Jesuit and Calvary, who are Jesuits. Right now #1 in the country in a few different polls. We'll get to see what we're made of, but we'll get to see what they're made of too, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's a different breed of animal when you play a team like yourself, so, and you're just licking your chops no matter who it is. Talk about how you guys kind of use that to your advantage. You're playing some, again, you show up to play Jesuit #1 in the country, and you're like, I can't wait to get out there and face you guys.
I think for us, usually for the past 3 or 4 years, we've been at the top. And this year, we didn't get the recognition I think we deserve. So I think this year it's going to be work. Instead of being hunted, now we're hunting, which I think is a lot more fun than, having always a target on your back. Now we pick who our targets are. And right now our targets are everybody and anybody. So all these teams down here, all the teams up there, we're coming for every single one because we know we're the best team in the country.
Amen. New guy. I know one of the things I've always appreciated in this program is that when new players come in, it seems like they've been there forever. Has that kind of been the case with you?
Yes, sir. It's like a family. Like the guys, when I first came, they welcomed me, so it feels like a right fit here.
Take me through a little bit personnel-wise as far as the makeup of the team. I know you guys are pretty solid everywhere, but is there one area that you're looking to say, man, this is going to be our bread and butter?
We defensively we're gonna be really good. I mean, we've got some arms. On the front end of our rotation, we have Andy, who we know can compete against anybody. But defensively, this team has a chance of being special. I think we've got guys who pitch contact, which these infielders, outfielders. We have speed everywhere. It's we've got some guys in the line that can hit out of the park. So I think the combo of speed and power is something that fits what I like to do. Ultimately, being able to play small ball when I need to, but steal when we need to. But then I also got guys that can get out of the park. So it's a combination of players where once they are learning this system of things that I like to do, they fit it. They don't realize how much they actually fit the things I like to do game by game. But defensively, we're going to be really good, and hitting, we have a chance of being really good too. So it's just a matter of these guys learning the system. That's the hardest part, is teaching a new system with a new coach. We haven't had a year to get ready. It's been 4 months and we're like off and running. And again, we're coming out the gates playing. There's no slouches on the schedule.
No.
So these guys will do fine though. The big thing I'm learning with them is let them play, because these guys know what they're doing. They play with energy. They run the bases hard. They're intense. Things I love. I need to kind of almost step back a little bit and let these guys do their thing, and then intervene when I need to.
Talk about the schedule. Talk about pitching. Obviously, it's a great opportunity, and really, you're kind of. It's almost like about a lineage of those dominant pitchers in Calvary, and you're like the next guy in the line. Just talk about having that sort of role, and also being able to face the type of lineups that you get to face all this year.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good for all the whole pitching staff because there's no breaks in the schedule really. So every game is going to be a big game. There's going to be no easy games. So every one of our pitchers are going to have to step up, and it's just going to be they're going to have to prove themselves. Yeah,
and you're another one of those guys that you just seem to relish and find your best stuff in those big moments. How do you do that?
I just go out there and do my thing. I'm comfortable. I don't just ignore the pressure. Just go out there and have fun.
And I think you're pitcher as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Talk about what it's like to be a part of the staff, kind of, because these are lineups you haven't really faced or seen. It's kind of new guys for you. You've got a lot of other arms on the pitching staff. Does that make it a little easier for you to kind of find your role in it?
Yes, sir. It makes it easier to find my role. We have the starters we need. We have the relievers we need, and I'm looking to close a lot of games this year. And the pitching coaches, they make it a lot easier.
So that's been the talk, is you're going to serve in a kind of a closer role?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that sort of mentality. It's a special role to have that. You got to be a certain type of guy to do that.
Yeah, it's like a dog mentality, and that's how I play when I hit too, so it's not much.
Talk a little bit about the coaching staff that you guys have got this year. I'm not sure, were there any guys that stayed, or is it a whole new staff?
It's Alex Norris, our pitching coach, and then our JV coach that kind of helps with the varsity is a guy named Seville Lowry. So right now it's just us three, which has made it good because it's it's simple. I'm not managing another 8 guys on the staff. Coming into a new program, a lot of times you bring your staff, but when you make a move from Jacksonville to Fort Lauderdale, there's not many guys I can just bring with me to find them a job. It's uplifting your family and moving. So the guys we have, again, I've gelled with them good, and it's allowed us to really put our system in, and Alex deals with the pitchers, I deal with the offense and the defense, and it's made it easy to do that. So it's there's a lot of coaches here that have much deeper staff, but I've had staffs like that, and sometimes they're tough to manage.
I think, how many years have you been? You've been on the team for.
Freshman year I was on JV.
Okay.
Sophomore year I was on starter varsity.
So you're probably a good one to ask. Just talk about from the school, the parents, the fans. Like, we've really watched with the success that you guys have had this year. It also kind of coincided with like changes and improvements to the field, and just seems like the whole baseball program elevated. You got more people coming out and support. What's that been like for you guys to kind of not just enjoy the success, but to kind of see the whole program grow like it has?
It's awesome to see. We love it. We love having new guys come out every year, like Keyshawn. I don't know what it is about us. Maybe it's the Christian part, but we attract good ball players, and we love it. We accept them. It's right when they come.
It seems to attract more fans too. I noticed how I mean, obviously the caliber of players, but there's a very strong Calvary support there, which I'm always curious. What's that like for you guys as players to know how supported you are by the community that's right there with you?
We don't really notice it on the field. We just do our thing and play ball. We love it off the field. We love it, but on the field it's game time. It's all we focus about.
The families here, again, it's my first year, and so the resources are amazing. Calvary really does support baseball. They take it very seriously. The administration does. The families have been great. Everything I've asked for them. I mean, we have a budget that we're trying to meet. We're traveling, to Cary, North Carolina. We're traveling to Tampa. Even traveling just to Miami. And these parents are whatever we need, whatever we got to do. They love baseball, and the school loves baseball. And I think, when you go back 4 years ago when they won, 4 years ago when they won their first state title in 2016, it was the first time the school really had like a big sport state champion, and I think that's just been they just have
They like kicked the door down ever since then.
And really a lot of it is like when you get your first one as a school and you're the first team to do it, naturally people are going to gravitate to that. So people are like, oh my gosh, our baseball team's good, and then they come out, and then what they've done 17, 18, 19 since then, they've been in the Final Four every single year. They're putting out great college players. They're having kids get drafted. It just changes the culture of the school, where now Calvary baseball is one of the main sports, if not the main sport at our school right now.
Yeah, it's certainly recognized. Well, guys, that's all the questions that I have for you today. I really appreciate you taking the time. As always, I'm excited to see you guys hit the field. I know what we're in store for, and let's go out and get it. Hopefully next time we do this, it'll be at Hammond.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.